Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Three Nerds on Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd Sunny, and the other half of this team today that makes up this table is Manny. Frank is not able to join us, but what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Did you guys miss me?
We did. We talked about some Star Wars stuff, and I would love to have your opinion on it. But hey, as they say, show must go on. Just like
What's Star
today.
Wars?
We were just talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer,
Okay.
and we're just talking about it. Frank's pretty optimistic, high for it. I still don't care. I mean, I care a little bit because I forgot that Hayden Christensen, Christian,
Hayden Christensen.
yes, that gentleman, and Darth Vader is going to be in there. I don't know what capacity, but they're in there, so that makes me a little more invested. But I don't know. I just don't care. I don't like the Inquisitors. Uh, I don't know. I just because I know where it ends. I just don't see the point of it. But that's just me.
You said
It just never really
you don't like the Inquisitors?
correct. I do not like the Inquisitors. Now I didn't play the
Yeah,
game, so I can't
I'm not a
necessarily
big
say
I'm
it.
not a
But
I'm not a big fan of them either, and I've played the game. Um, for me, they're redundant, and for me, have no real place in the universe.
mhm,
Um, like, are they Sith? Are they not Sith? Like, I don't know. I never liked it. I always liked that there's a Sith and that's it. Um, and then other people I guess other people could argue, well, there's Jedi, there's Padawans, and there's multiple Jedis.
mhm,
Why is there only one Sith? Why is there only a rule of two? One could argue is because they're so powerful, and that's what makes them so cool. So the Inquisitors are there and all that. They're not really Sith, but yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not really too keen on it. So yeah, but on the TV show or the Disney show, Disney Plus show, I'm excited for it. Um, for one, I don't get excited for the story because you don't know what the story is, and
sure.
this story already has an end, and this is just the middle of it. But what I am excited for is that uh, McGregor wanted to do this. And was really championing it and everything. So I really like when an actor really gets behind their own character,
Mhm,
and that just brings it more true to life, in my
right.
opinion. I think you get a better product out of it. So since he's so excited for it, that makes me excited for it. So I'm down for this.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Frank last week, Ewan McGregor definitely made the role his and is very iconic with it, and he was a standout in the prequels, hands down. And just to hear that he's very excited to do it. Uh, I mean, is always a good thing when someone's invested. It makes it a lot better than what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, besides the music in the trailer, I was like, okay. I mean, it looks like another well shot, well made Disney show, but I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing about it that's like, I must see this now. So I don't know.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I just let it come to me, man. I just let it come to me.
Eh,
I can't be a Demi Downer like you, and sometimes Frank. I can't be a Demi Downer for that because uh, we can and we have lived in a world where we didn't get all this stuff, and I prefer this world where I get all the stuff that I've ever wanted, and um, so I can't really complain with that. Would I want everything to be perfect? Sure. Am I disappointed when it's not? Yes. But I am super happy when it is perfect, and the super happiness outweighs the bad times. So I can't really be a Debbie Downer, dude. So call me a super fan, call me whatever. But yeah, um, I'm still flying. If I could change subjects for a little bit,
sure.
I am still flying high on the Batman, like bad.
Hmm.
Like I'm still kind of into it. Everything every time something comes on my timeline on Facebook or something like that,
Yeah.
I stop and watch it. I am done. I saw it twice. I didn't talk about this last time. I did see it at a 4DX theater
Okay.
in Regal. It's a Regal theater, and they had
Mm.
a 4DX theater, and it was a little gimmicky. It was a little gimmicky, but movie was so great. I'm happy that I got to experience that, and I felt like that was the perfect movie to experience it
Mm.
with all the rain and stuff. It was kind of cool. I mean, the chairs kind of the chairs not kind of they moved and almost the to the way of almost like a roller coaster, like
Mm.
went completely moving you around. When there was water on the screen, and if you've seen the Batman, there's a lot of water on that movie. In that
Oh.
movie, they have like I guess there's like this fan with water and it sprays, and you get like a drop of water on you, or a couple drops of water on you, so it feels like it's raining. There's fog that comes up. So all in all, I mean, it was all right, but it's a little gimmicky. It's a little gimmicky. You really want to go see that movie since it's so dark. You want to go to a movie theater that really cares about their movies.
Mm.
So like the experience that you had at that movie theater where it's super dark, like that really got me pissed off. You want to go to a movie theater that really cares about it, and you could get every ounce of what's supposed to be on the screen to you. So, or every scene, I should say, every scene that's supposed to be on the screen, you want to be able to see it. So, um, but yeah, I saw it again. I think I'm done watching it in theaters. I don't have that
Mm.
kind of want. Now I'm just admiring it in like photos and stuff like that, and waiting for more news to come out of maybe a sequel. A little bit part of the news. We'll just kind of put this into the news. Um, Paul Dano is actually going to write a prequel of what's called Riddler Year One, and it's going to be a comic
Mm.
book. Um, so that is pretty cool. I did read or slash listen to, because I bought an audio book
Mm.
of the prequel book for the Batman. It was almost like a kid slash teenage book kind of thing.
Like a
Um,
YA book almost.
Almost, yeah, kind of. Like it's not too hard to read and stuff like that, and nothing really too much happened into it.
Mm.
Um, but nonetheless, like it happened at that time where I really wanted to um, be immersed into this Batman world, so I kind of had to do it.
Right.
But yeah, so that's coming out. You got no other piece of news, right?
Just real quick, if you're a fan of Atlanta on FX,
I am
uh, actually next week, March
24th.
24th, season 3 is finally coming out, and then in the fall we'll get the fourth and final season as well. So
That face.
very sad, but I'm happy we got two because did Danny Glover in an interview was like, "Hey, I actually wanted to end it after 2 seasons, but FX kept pushing and pushing and said, all right, I'll give you 2 more seasons and then we'll call it quits." So, yeah, well, very very excited for that. I want to see how it's gonna end. I think it'll just end. I don't think it'll be like a big grand finale. I think it'll just end. But I think the last 2 seasons will be solid and great watch. So I am
Uh,
excited for those.
the other piece of news that I have is they are making a Daredevil show
Mm.
for Disney Plus.
Interesting. Interesting.
And this kind of came out of nowhere, no? Like, did it come out of nowhere
Yeah.
for you? Yeah, it came out of nowhere for me.
Um, well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere. It was more I was waiting when it was gonna happen. I didn't know.
Really? Man, you're a
Yeah,
psychic then.
yeah. I mean, as soon as
Or
the
I'm
the
not.
rumors happened around and he showed up, the speculation always was where's he gonna show up next. Uh, so I was like, he's either gonna get a show or he's gonna be a part of someone else's show. But I know it's coming sooner or later. So
Yeah, I guess I'm not that great at reading in between the lines then. Because I thought, I don't know. I guess where he was going to show up. I guess I did think about that. So but I didn't think he was going to get his own show completely. That kind of threw me for a loop.
I think they heard a lot of the positive things because again, like that show is the standout of the Netflix era of those shows. Hands down the best. I like Jessica Jones a lot, but Daredevil was by far the best out of all five shows in the mini. We don't really talk about the Defenders crossover thing. The Daredevil was definitely the standout of all that. So I think they're like, yeah, we're gonna do our own version. We're gonna have to just do it better. It's gonna be interesting to see. They're
You're
definitely gonna have the money.
you're not excited for it, right?
I mean, I I am because it's Daredevil. I love Daredevil, but I have to take it with a pinch of salt, and I say that because Disney again, they'll have the money. That's not an issue. This show's gonna look nice. It's gonna look good. It's gonna be shot very well. Will they push the boundaries a little bit? Are they gonna make it again? It doesn't have to be like the Netflix show, swearing and people getting beat up and blood everywhere, all that kind of stuff. Doesn't have to be that necessarily, but can they keep with those tones and not have the Marvel humor in there all the time to kind of negate the feel of the show? Because like Daredevil is really somber. He goes through a lot of shit, and since he is so ground level, a lot of it has more weight to it because it usually hits more home for him. It's not oh, we lost a space station, or oh, I threw a comet in the wrong way and blew up a planet. It's oh, every girlfriend that I ever had dies or turns into a villain or gets AIDS and has a terrible life, and it's all my fault. It's a very personal character that's very very grounded in everything. I mean, especially when Frank Miller and even Kevin Smith and all those guys took over and did these amazing stories that still hold up. And it's just one of those things like, can they kind of keep that grit without having that humor of Marvel, Disney Marvel kind of being there to kind of make it uneven, I guess.
I'm okay with the humor on it. I don't think the humor is too bad. Granted, there wasn't a serious. Well, there actually was. There was a kind of serious Marvel movie, and that's Infinity War and Endgame. And Endgame sure had some humor in there that you probably didn't like, but I think those are fine. I think the humor is okay. The humor. I don't think there's going to be that much humor into it. I don't think you have to worry about that. I do believe that Disney/Marvel know how to treat their characters, and they really do treat their characters with respect. So I don't think you have anything to worry about on that front.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm kind of the way I am. I'm critical with Batman because I want everything to be perfect because it's Batman. It's hard to mess it up, and when you do, it's just bad. But Daredevil,
But you
in
gave
the same.
this new Batman a 7.
No, I did, and but again, that was more of the pacing and length. I feel like well, the story is there. I just feel like they could have got there faster. That was my biggest issue. It was just too long of a movie. It didn't need to be that long. But it is again, it's top three Batman movie, hands down over everything else. And I mean, it's by far like the top three are runaways with everything. It's just plain and simple as that. Like this is one of the best Batman movies ever made, and can they top it? I don't know. It's gonna be hard because Dark Knight again. That's a specialized movie. This is a very special movie. I people fight me, and I know you do too. But Mask of the Phantasm is fantastic. Like those are like the
No, I'm
three.
not. I'm not going to fight you on that. It's just
I
I
mean, you kind of do. I mean, in the sense that just because it's not live action doesn't mean
sure.
it's not great. And if you rewatch it, it doesn't really. I mean, it technically ties in, but it doesn't with the anime series. You don't have to watch the anime series at all
No,
to watch it.
but that movie shows you why the anime series is so great.
Sure.
Like they go hand in hand, and that's why I kind of be like, well, I mean, you don't really need to count that. Like, we already all know that movie's fucking great. But like to have a real discussion, like which one of the live action ones are the top ones? You know, that's what I'm saying, because we all know that fucking movie's great. You're not a you can't be a Batman fan and not like that movie. That's my point to the whole thing. We all know that's fucking great, and that's top 3 if you put that up there. But I'm saying like the live action movies. That when I ever ask that question, I mean just the live action movies. Which ones are your favorites? I think the Batman is my favorite, the favorite Batman movie. And then it might have to be The Dark Knight, but it's so funny, Matt, because so I was listening to, I don't know how we fucking went into Batman now. You guys shared, or I think Frank shared, a podcast called The Rewatchables.
Yes.
And I forgot who found the podcast. I forgot who found that one.
I think it was you, wasn't it?
It might have been me. I just didn't want to give myself credit. It might have been me. But I haven't listened to them too much because they went on Spotify, and I'm sure they get all the new stuff. But once they went exclusive to Spotify, I kind of toned it down.
Oh.
But Frank said, or told us in our thing, in our chat, they have Batman '89. I'm like, ooh, I can get behind that. It was super fun, super fun. They still didn't make the Batman the main movie. They almost said that they did say, because they compare all the Batmans, and not compare. They have like this theory, the Dr. Dre theory of the NBA. Like who's Dr. Dre, who's MJ, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So they said Dr. Dre was Keaton.
Okay.
Michael Jordan was Christian Bale, and Rob Pattinson is LeBron James.
Really?
And I could really say I don't agree with that. I like a Christian Bale. I like Christian Bale. I grew up with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But man, I think
he's not MJ.
I think this Batman, the Batman, is probably the best iteration of Batman ever. And I think it has a lot. All these Batman movies have a lot to thank for Batman 1989, or
Absolutely.
Batman '89, because without that movie, we wouldn't have gotten this dark one. Right. You know, there was a script. I got this from the podcast that Bill Murray was supposed to be Batman.
I have heard this actually. It's been popping up again in the news.
The director, Rittman, was gonna direct it. So it's gonna be like one of those 6 comedies. But this one was really, really good. I really like the what ifs or the recast. Morgan Freeman. I'm giving it all the way. Morgan Freeman was going to be Harvey Dent. That was super interesting.
And this was for what?
Batman '89.
That's a young. Yeah, he would have been really good as Dent.
Oh, yeah. We already know the Robin Williams story, but if you don't know, listen to that podcast. They cover it very, very well. But he was supposed to be Joker. I don't know if you knew that one.
Yeah.
There was one more. Oh! Pierce Brosnan was in line to be Batman.
Well, you know, I mean, they're worst picks. I wouldn't say it is my first go-to, but taking it in, I don't necessarily hate it, but I wouldn't say he's my first choice, but that's interesting.
So I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah.
But you guys, if you're interested in that, it's called The Rewatchables. Awesome show. You guys should go into it. We almost kind of take their style where we just kind of go into the next topic. They don't have like a a sound drop and all that. So sometimes you don't know what they're talking about until they keep repeating it. But they do it really well, and I hope we ever get a chance to be like them. But
yeah. I mean, it's funny. I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure they came first, but I don't think we knew about them then.
They came first.
Our first iteration, maybe even our second series of this podcast, we were definitely in that way. We were casting and what ifs and recasting, talking about stuff like that. So yeah, without even knowing it, we were inspired by them, and we didn't even know it for a long time.
No. Yeah.
So thank you, Rewatchables, for being a good show. And yeah, definitely check them out. They talk about a lot of good stuff. So some stuff, some episodes aren't as great as others, but some are fantastic and funny, and the stuff, and the knowledge they drop on it is really cool. So check them out. But see here, where were we? We went on a lot of tangents there. We were talking about the Dr. MJ LeBron Batman talk. Christian Bale's definitely not, in my opinion, is not, and is not Michael Jordan in that
Who's
scenario.
Michael Jordan?
It's a good question. Honestly, I think it's gonna. That's a good question.
Oh, here we go.
It's a very good question.
Michael Keaton.
Val Kilmer, no, I was kidding. I'll probably have to say Michael Keaton. I like Pattinson a lot. Ish, I say ish. He's still a young Batman, so there are some things that we're not going to see yet. That like in Keaton's or even Bale's in some sense. But I think you got to give it to Keaton. I mean, he had a great Bruce Wayne. It was simple, but it was very effective, and his Batman was great. His suit looks fantastic, even though he came with his neck. I think it still looks great. Bale is up there, but that voice does hurt it a little bit, and that open mouth that he always has kind of hurts a little bit too. Makes Batman look dumb. Yeah, Michael Keaton. Things MJ. And the LeBron thing is hard to say because he's kind of a little sissy, but I don't know. At the same time, he still is really good at what he does. So I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But
it's supposed to be a compliment because LeBron's the best basketball player right now. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
It's tough. But if you had to pick one,
super tough. If I had to pick one,
as your MJ, who would you have to pick?
As of right now, how it sits, the Batman, Rob Pattinson.
Okay.
And it's super premature. Sure. I think before it probably would have been Michael Keaton. I mean, Christian Bale was great, man. Don't get me wrong. Michael Keaton had my heart when I was little. Christian Bale was my Batman, but Rob Pattinson is the Batman I always wanted.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, no, and I'll definitely be the first one to be like the Twilight guy. Ugh. But he is a really good actor. Did a really good job with this. Honestly, you can make I think you could legitimately make a argument for anyone except for George Clooney. I think everyone else has some kind of stake in the question.
I think George Clooney could have been a good Batman.
Could have been.
I think to a certain degree he is a decent Batman. It's just the problem is the writing. The writing had him fucked.
Sure.
But the director, man, like if he had a better director and they go into this in Untouchables, I think he could have been up there. But stinks, man.
There was a mix of things because I don't know if George Clooney ever really knew a Batman or was a fan or even knew who he was or was like, well, it's a paycheck, it's a big thing, I'm gonna do it. I didn't say I'm not saying he half-assed it or anything, but he was there. It was a job. He was doing it, and the script didn't help, the director didn't help, and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of hills to climb over, but I mean, at the end of the day, you got to put him at the bottom of the list. And I mean, even Adam West gets a nod because for a lot of the our parents' generation, that's their Batman, and that was the type of Batman that they grew up in the comics and stuff like that. Like they all have like a legitimate claim, with minus, in my opinion, minus of George Clooney. So
Sure. All right. Sure.
uh,
All right. Where are we going from here? Are we going nerd outs?
let's do nerd outs. What do you got for us?
All right. I'll go, I guess. So I guess I'm only really nerding out. I'm nerding out on 3 things.
All right.
Unfortunately, none of them are video games, but I will say people are hyping me up for Elden Ring,
Okay.
and I think I'm probably. Well, no, I am getting it.
Ooh.
I am getting it. It's
All right.
ordered, but
Nice.
I have to see if I could get the PS5 version, because I plan on. I guess there's a PS5 version that comes with it. So I don't know. I want to see if I could get the PS4, play with it a little bit, and then do the PS5 one, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
But I got that, and
Nice.
then I guess my big nerd out might be Attack on Titan.
Okay.
I'm on season 3.
Nice.
Halfway done with season 3 as well. So it's good, man. It's a little different.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
different. Normally, normally I don't like cheesy animes,
That's
and
fair.
this one's a little too cheesy. Not a little too cheesy. It's not that bad. But it is pretty cheesy. And I can't believe that I'm actually really, really having fun with it and liking it. Once it gets past the cheesiness, the action is good enough. The story, surprisingly for me, is pretty good as well. So I'm almost done with that. You guys have watched it, right? You've watched it,
Yes.
all of it.
I haven't seen the last season, but I've seen majority of it though.
Okay, so I'm having super much fun. Super much fun. There it is. Super much fun with it. My other one, kind of embarrassed to say it.
Oh.
It's 90 Day Fiance. 90 Days Before, and
Okay.
I feel bad that I like it, but it's almost like junk food. It is junk food.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And I feel bad that I like it, man. I really do. I really feel bad, but it's kind of fun. It's oddly fun and sad. But I'm watching that one with Violet. That's kind of like our time kind of thing.
Nice.
But I really feel bad that I like it. But yeah. And I think that's it. I want to say there's one more, but I think that's it. I got Attack on Titan. I got 90 Days. I'm missing one, but I forgot which one. Oh, I guess the third one I could say is baseball.
Oh,
I'm
yes. Yes.
really getting into the hype of it.
Well,
My
it's back
team.
finally, so that's good.
Yep, and not only that, my team, the Chicago Cubs, actually signed a pretty darn good player, or hopefully a good player
What
from
position does he
Japan.
play?
Right field.
I feel okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
I don't either.
And every time I want someone to pronounce it, they always go with the easy name, Suzuki. But what I've seen is Sia Suzuki.
Let's check on. I mean, not that I'm an expert, but I'll just see if I
But
can look at it.
I'm gonna wait. I'm watching a whole bunch of videos. He picked his jersey number. The story of why he picked the Cubs came out, so I'm like kind of reading all up in that. And I got some tickets. All the nerds are gonna go see the Cubs White Sox, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because we were supposed to go to a game and then COVID happened, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like, nope, no fans today.
yeah. So fortunately that happened, but now we got a game going. It's a pretty darn good game because I think last time it was going to be the Sox and Orioles. So,
Oh,
not
that's
too
right.
exciting. Probably a little bit cooler for you because that's when the Sox were still like wondering if they were going to get good or not and contend. Um, so it's going to be pretty cool that we're going to actually be able to go to that game. And
Yeah.
of course, I got home opener. I haven't been to home opener since I think 2019 or something like that.
Ooh.
Uh, so it's been a while, a big while. So I'm happy for it. And I
Nice.
think that's it.
Nice. And it is Suzuki for sure. That I know.
Oh, last name is Suzuki, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But the first name,
Yeah. First name.
uh,
Um.
I think it's like Seiya.
So.
Something like
Uh.
that.
See. See Suzuki. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's about right.
My
I might be a little off in the pronunciation, but
I think we're a whole lot off, but
I'll give us. I will say we're kind of smart and think that we're close enough.
yeah.
No, that's cool, man. I have yet to go to an actual opener. I was going to one, and then they sold out, and I got pissed. But one day we'll go to a Sox opener. Just haven't gone yet.
One day you could go
One
to a
day.
Sox opener.
I probably could if I really need
No,
to,
you
but it's
can. I can find you tickets. Probably pretty.
I'm in the midst of possibly a new job. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. And every time I get a chance, I'm a new shift, a new work, and stir it out all this other bullshit. So once they settle down, I have an idea. One day we'll go. One day my life settles down. But
What's the Sox opener this year?
I don't know.
Ah, dude.
I don't want to see it. I mean, I'm excited, but I just want to go to opener one day.
If it's a night game, which I don't think it is, but if this so happens to be a night game, we should go because I'm going to home opener for the Cubs, and that's going to be during the day, and then we just go to White Sox. Ooh, I'm excited. Let's see. They don't play on the same day. I don't think. Nope.
I don't think they
So
have
their home opener is Detroit. But it's at Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, so home opener is March 12th. No, I'm sorry, April 12th. Jesus. April 12th. At 3:10.
Tuesday. Damn it.
Tickets. You want to go? I'll go with you. Oh, they're cheap. 27. They're up high though.
No, I can't.
StubHub.
Actually, I might be out of days. I put in the days for our game, so I think I'm out of days until July or June.
Freaking StubHub is gonna think I'm a Cubs or a Sox fan. Keep looking for these White Sox tickets.
I win again. Oh, a quick question for you, because I was just always curious, because I know you're a sports guy. Frank is sports. What is sports? What would be your jersey number? And do you have a reason for why it would be that number?
Before I didn't really have a jersey number when I was not a baseball player and a little bit younger. Now I would probably say before I think it was probably like 23, 21, something like that, maybe a 7.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about like MLB, the show. Now I think it's more of a 4, 14. I like 24 a lot. And that's all has to do either with Violet, Elena's being born.
Mm-hmm.
So like 14 is the month and the day, or the month and the number day that Elena was born. 24 is the date that Violet and I got married, and then 4 I already told you about January or about Elena.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like one of those three numbers.
Nice.
Now,
Nice. Yeah. I'm always
what
curious
about
why
yours?
people choose. Um, 13, 14, or 24. 24 would be homage to my favorite Sox player, Joe Creedy. I actually modeled my play after him when I was trying out for baseball in high school, and when I would play the old backyard games at Baseball Alley over there. Um, my favorite Sox player of all time, my favorite third baseman, 24. 13, uh, lucky number 13. I know it's usually cursed in a lot of things, but I've always liked that number. 14, if I can't get 13, pretty much. But it'd be one of those three numbers.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, because I always I don't know why as when I was a youngster I always fought the idea of being first baseman when I'm actually really good at it, or I was. I haven't done it in a while. When I was just so desperately trying to play third, but I'm a lefty. Doesn't really work that well playing third and lefty. It's doable, but it's hard. So one day I was like, oh, I am first baseman. Let me accept it. So I don't know. I'm just on a tangent now. Anywho's,
Huh.
yeah. The I'm always curious on why people would choose the numbers. If there's a reason, or just like, it just looks good. So that was cool. Just want to know. You got any other nerd outs for us?
Nope, that's it.
Oh boy. So your trash TV taste now. I know what it is, and I will laugh at you every time I see you, but that's all right. We all got a trash TV, and 90 Day Fiance is right up that alley. Tell you that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It, yeah, all of it's bad, man. All this
Yeah.
reality shit's bad. um, so I'll go ahead and move on to my nerd outs. I got what I got. I got three. I'll go with the first one real quick. I went to a wrestling show last night. To take some more pictures for my book. Freelance wrestling. I love it a lot. The the matches are always fun. It's always a good time. The wrestling is pretty good, but the thing that always like a lot of live events, it's the fans. The fans get into it, man. Middle fingers flying everywhere, swear words flying, people cheering. It's fantastic. It's a great environment to be around. Get some beers and people, and it's a riot. It's fun. It's big part of why I like to go to those shows live. I love to watch it and all that kind of stuff on TV and some of the big stuff. But when you go to an event, especially certain ones, it just hits different, as they say, and just be around people like you who just want to have a good time is great. I would love to take you and Frank at least one to one show just to experience it. It's probably not your thing, and Frank be like, yeah, okay, sure, he'll go. So just gotta find a time to drag him out of his house. But freelance is always a fun time for me. So just want to
How
spread the
often do
joy.
you go?
Well, recently I've been going more for my book, but I used to go pre-pandemic. I was going like I would go to their show every month, and then I was going to shows like every other week, if not once a week, to just whatever I can go to. Takes up, and I mean the tickets aren't too expensive. Like on the low end, 15-20 bucks, and a high end for like bigger shows, maybe 40 for $45 for a ticket, unless there's like big names on there. So it's not too expensive, but it can add up pretty quick when you go, because every weekend there's at least maybe 3-4 shows going at once, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's all over the place.
Sure.
Kind of like our comics and toys and everything. It adds up real quick.
Yeah.
So, um, so I just want to bring that up. And the book is coming along nicely. Getting some ideas, getting more pictures. I'm getting close to where I'm gonna start sitting down, picking the pictures I need and I want, and start laying it out. So I'm hoping to have that at least get the first draft made. Maybe what are we, March? Maybe in late May. Maybe I'm hoping.
Sure.
So we'll see how that goes. Gave myself a timeline, so I actually do it. My second nerd out. I found this podcast. It's a audio drama show on Spotify. I forgot what the production company is called, but it's called Tower 4. It's a, like I said, audio drama. Essentially, it is about a gentleman named Mike who decides to take a job as a Outlook worker for the national parks in a tower. So basically, he's on fire watch. He sits up in a high tower and just looking for smoke and fire all day. Um, it's good. It's good. The episode's like 28 minutes long. It's a good little audio drama, and I love the interaction between the two main characters. It just feels like a genuine conversation between two people. There's a cool mystery going on right now. It's pretty cool, and I love stories that take place out in nature. There's a lot of possibilities for supernatural stuff, natural things, horror of animals or people, and I think it's a great setting for a lot of good stories. Very basic, very simple, but you can do a lot with it. This falls into that category as well. The only issue is they're very sporadic with their uploads, in the sense that season one came out like in 2020, early 2020, and season two just started like a couple months ago, and they only release once a month. So it's a terrible upload schedule, but season one is up now. It's 9 episodes, so at least you can watch that in full. And I think they're in episode 5 currently of season 2. So you want to check that out. Just looking for new audio drama to add to the list of hundreds of them out there. Give this one a listen. I like it a lot. I don't want to get too much detail because the devil is in the details with the story, and just kind of listen how it plays out. It's pretty good. It's a couple twists and turns, and yeah, I was surprised on how engaged I was and gripped by the acting. So that's Tower 4 on Spotify. I believe it's exclusive to Spotify, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Um, that leads me to my last nerd out, which I'll probably spend a little bit of time because I got some stuff to say about it. I saw the anime show for Godzilla Singular Point. It is a Toho animation show, and then I believe Netflix bought the rights to it, or at least the American streaming rights to it. Okay. Well, let me say the positives. Uh, it does look good visually. The sound design is really good, and they use a lot of the original Toho sounds for the creatures, for Godzilla and Rodan and all them. So it's always nice to kind of hear that. It's very nostalgic, I guess.
Where'd you watch this?
Netflix.
No shit.
Yeah. When there is fighting or action in there, it is really good. Godzilla. So this is, especially when it comes to Godzilla, he is very inspired by Shin Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
This character.
You don't like that.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't
yeah,
like that.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I didn't really like him here either. Because same thing. Think the forms look cooler here. He evolves from like a fish to a lizard to a lizard monster to the actual final form, which looks really good. I will say that the final form looks fantastic. I think it's a great design. It's different enough where it's not just, oh, let's make it like every other form there is. Like he's distinct but different enough, but it's still him. So that was really good. The biggest thing I have with him is the fact that he doesn't really show up until like the second half of the season, and even then he's not in his final form until like episode 11 or 12, and there's only like 13 episodes. Um, Jet Jaguar saves the show, and the crew that is in charge of his maintenance and building around that kind of stuff. There's a great action scene that lasts like 2 episodes where Jet Jaguar has to fight a swarm of like these interdimensional spiders, and it's a great fight scene. It looks fantastic. Well, I guess it's a she. Well, no, it's a it because it's a AI controlling Jet Jaguar. So, great. That the AI character is great. It's fun. She has a female voice, so I'm gonna refer to her as a she. Um, Very funny, very cute. So if you have kids in the room, say, that sounds cool. She sounds cool to be around. But she's also very funny, and the fight scenes, like I said, with Jet Jaguar is great. The biggest issue I have with the show, and I think a lot of people have with it, is they spend way too much time, and I mean in painful, excruciating detail, on how the sci-fi in this and the science in this show works. So the general gist of the story is that there's this red dust that shows up in our world, and within that dust, these creatures come from, we don't know, from parallel dimension, from other universes, from a different world. We don't know. Think of like Pacific Rim, but instead of the breach, it's a red dust. And they really can't survive outside the red dust for too long. So essentially, this red dust is forming a new ecosystem for these creatures to live in. And Godzilla is the one of the biggest things about this red dust. And if you are really into like what
Is
is
it
it?
subtitle?
It's subtitled. Yeah, it's
No
dubbed.
option for dubbed.
Yeah, it's dubbed and subtitled. So if you want it either way, you can. But either, I mean, I understood the gist of it. I think sometimes they just kind of went, they go way too much, they go way too in depth with it. I mean, they explain every little thing in excruciating detail, and it it bogs down the show a lot. Like I have no problem having that stuff in there, but the monsters are barely in it. uh, we spent a lot of time in text conversations explaining the singular point and all this and that and the catastrophe and how does it work, and there's a lot of, I forgot what the science is called. It's not physical science, physics. A lot of that stuff. So if you're into physics and you're really interested in how that works, you might understand this to a T. Some people who have no idea what science is, they be lost. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I understood some of it because I do like to read about physics on the side because it's really it's interesting to me. I love sci-fi and how all that ties into it. But yeah, man, it's just, it's so bad. Like it's like Christopher Nolan movie stretched out to like 13 episodes. I like Christopher Nolan movies a lot. He tends to be like, look, I am super smart. Let me explain why I'm smart, and he explains everything in his movies. I think that's what that might have been one of the problems that people had with uh, Tenet. It was just explaining too much and trying to be, oh, look at me, I'm smart. This show suffers from that greatly. The characters, there are way too many main characters. You really don't get a chance to get to know any of them that well because, again, it's only 13 episodes. I think at most it's like 22 minutes long per episode, some 25. It moves at a breakneck pace, but at the same time, it feels like a chore to get through. If you are a fan of Shinzilla, this might be more up your alley. Maybe you're willing to go through all that numbness and just science talk. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. I there's a lot of good things in it, so I enjoyed it enough where they tease a second season with something. I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler. I think it's been out for 8 months. I don't want to spoil it yet. So we'll see how it does. They might make a season 2. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if that's confirmed, but they did tease us with something. And the ending's a little weird. It doesn't make any sense initially. Yeah, if I had to sit there and think about it for a couple of days and how it worked and why it worked, I think you did it wrong, in my opinion. They could fix it in a season 2 and explain it all, or just leave it at that. And in the beginning of my little ramble here, when I said it's anime, this is an anime. Do not get it. Do not mistake what I'm saying. Just because it's on Netflix, it's like, oh, it's American anime or American cartoon. This is an anime. Cheesy, a little cheesy, a little over the top, and I mean, even from the design of each character, the females are designed in a certain way. The old man is designed a very certain way, and if you know anime, you know what I'm talking about. The facial expressions, the way they look, how the old man looks like crazy old kook man, like every other crazy guy in every anime show. It's an anime, so just be aware of that as well, because I know anime is not for everyone. I like it. I'm not the biggest fan, but I can overlook it for like the really good stuff. So I I think if you're a diehard Godzilla fan, I think you'll find enough in here to enjoy it. At least watching it once. I'm not. I won't go back and rewatch it, but I am glad that I did take the time to watch it at least once because this is straight from Toho. This is their like their little thing. Um, so yeah, I yeah. I mean, I don't even want to really give it a rating because again, I'm a little biased with Godzilla. When he is in there, I'm very happy to see him and like my face glows because I love that big lizard bastard. But can I say you would like it, Manny? Because I know you're also a big fan of Godzilla as well. But I also know you're not that crazy about anime as well.
I mean, Attack on Titan's kind of changing me, so maybe,
Check it out.
maybe.
Check it out. Um, yeah, check it out. I guess. Yeah, like I said, if you're a Godzilla fan, give it a shot. Give it a chance. I think there's enough in there where it goes, okay, I'm here. I'm watching it, and it's only 13 episodes. Give it a shot. I don't think this will convert anyone to a Godzilla fan, but could be wrong. I just feel like again, I never bothered to do the research because it bothered me a lot. I don't know if Shinzilla is like canon with everything else, or if it's like its own brand new branch of stuff. So
I think it's its brand new branch.
okay, uh, I can give it a little more leeway then, where maybe I don't hate it as much, but if that is the case, because if it is canon, then that movie can go sit on a rock and fall down a hill. But if it's its own branch, it's doing its own thing, it's a decent way to start it off, I guess. There is potential there, especially with the end, with the tail and the human annoying things coming out of it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've seen Shinzilla or Shin Godzilla, I'll give it a little,
Shinzilla.
yeah, I'll give it a little more leeway on that. But yeah, that's my little take on Singular Point. I could go more in depth with things, but I don't see the point because you haven't seen it. Frank's not here, and I don't think you've seen it, so it would just be me just rambling you guys for like 4 hours. So that's it for my nerd outs. I don't think we have anything else. Do you have anything else?
Nope, I'm nerded out all over.
Ooh,
Oh,
he's nerded out and needs to drink some Monster.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I guess that's gonna be it, guys. Not too much. Moon Knight's coming out soon, so we'll be back with our spoiler talks on those shows. Got a lot of stuff coming up here. Moon Knight this month, and then I think by the time that ends, Obi-Wan should be starting real soon after that. So we're getting back on it. So with that being said, guys, thank you for listening to another episode. If you want to follow us, talk to us, interact with us, whatever it is, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any podcasting app of your choice. Three Nerds on a Sunday, all across the board. We are most active on Instagram, so if you have any questions, comments, or you want to share a news article and get our thoughts, you can send to us at our Instagram page, and then we'll bring it up on the show. So thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.